General Hospital spoilers spill tensions are mounting in the Davis family as Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Veganos, takes a hard stance against her father, Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, following his near-fatal car accident. While Rick is still recovering in his hospital bed, Molly wasted no time confronting him with a reality check that could change the future of their relationship. The issue? Ava Jerome, Maura West. Molly has made it clear she sees Eva's role in the surrogate pregnancy disaster that tore apart her sister Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Muncy, as unforgivable. And she's not about to pretend everything is fine just because Rick wants to play house with the enemy. But is Molly pushing too hard, or is Rick crossing a line himself by letting Ava anywhere near the family that she helped devastate? Molly isn't mincing words. When she visited Rick, she almost came armed with an ultimatum before he caught her off guard by putting her on the spot and asking her if that's what she was saying. Next time, she might let him know that if he doesn't end things with Ava, he shouldn't expect to have much of a relationship with her. For Molly, this isn't about jealousy or control. It's about loyalty to herself and to Christina, who was emotionally wrecked after carrying a child she believed was meant to unify their fractured family, only to end up broken and betrayed. To Molly, Ava symbolizes that betrayal. Watching Rick cozy up to the woman who stood by while Christina's world fell apart is more than she can stomach. Her feelings are valid, but the firm line she's drawing could end up alienating Rick for good. On the flip side, Rick is starting to feel like he's being forced to choose between love and family. While his relationship with Ava is far from perfect, especially given her long history of scheming and her role in the chaos that surrounded Christina's surrogate pregnancy, Rick argues that people change. Or at the very least, he believes Ava can change. He's not ready to walk away from someone he claims is trying to be better, and he resents being treated like a villain for following his heart. But even Rick must admit, pursuing a relationship with Ava under these circumstances might be a selfish move that costs him more than he's prepared to lose. With Christina still emotionally fragile, and Molly now taking an unyielding position, Rick may find himself increasingly isolated. Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Gran, is likely to back Molly's ultimatum, and she will probably enjoy it. If Rick refuses to distance himself from Ava, Molly could make good on her word and pull away, leaving Rick estranged from his daughter during one of the most pivotal times in their family's history. Whether he respects the boundary or bulldozes right over it, the fallout is coming, and it won't be pretty. But will he throw Christina to the wolves for slashing his brake lines just as a means of showing Molly that her sister may not be so deserving of her undying loyalty? Stay tuned for more GH news and spoilers to find out. Port Charles has always been a city of second chances, deep-rooted vendettas, and secrets that refuse to stay buried. But sometimes, the scars of the past reopen in unexpected ways, and that's exactly what's happening in the Davis household. General Hospital spoilers tease a fiery family clash that could shake Molly Lansing Davis to her core. And it all comes down to one man, Rick Lansing. After years of silence and estrangement, Rick has re-entered Molly's life under the guise of reconciliation. But those closest to her are beginning to wonder, what's Rick's true agenda? And is he really the father who's finally ready to make amends? Or is he the same manipulative force that once caused chaos for the entire Davis family? From the moment Rick showed his face in Port Charles again, tension buzzed beneath the surface. Alexis Davis, ever the protector, warned her daughter to be careful. After all, Rick's track record includes kidnapping Carly, trying to destroy Sonny Corinthos, and emotionally manipulating almost everyone he's claimed to love. Sure, he had moments of redemption, but was it ever genuine? Molly, always the idealist and deeply loyal to her loved ones, wanted to believe her father could change. She wanted to believe that people could heal, so she extended an olive branch. She let him in. And for a moment, it looked like Rick might truly be trying to be the father he never was. But that illusion is starting to crack. Spoilers tease that Rick's patience has started to wear thin, especially when it comes to TJ Ashford and Christina Corinthos Davis. Rick never approved of Molly's closeness to either, despite their history. He sees Christina as impulsive and selfish. He sees TJ as a relic of Sean's violent past. And worse, he can't stand that Molly refuses to turn against Sonny, despite everything Rick has suffered at the mobster's hands. But what really sets Rick off is Molly's commitment to independence. She's made it clear that her life isn't a playground for old vendettas. She's building a family with TJ. They're exploring surrogacy, navigating painful challenges, and planning a future together. Molly has no interest in rehashing old grudges, but Rick can't seem to let go of them. In the coming days, Rick's manipulations take a darker turn. According to early edition spoilers, he begins poking around in Molly's legal work, perhaps trying to sway her opinion on a controversial case involving Sunny. Worse, he pressures her emotionally, using guilt and veiled threats to turn her against TJ and Christina. His excuse? He's just protecting his daughter. But Molly isn't a teenager anymore. She's a brilliant assistant district attorney, a woman with strong convictions, and someone who's lived through more loss and trauma than most. And this time, she's not backing down. In a pivotal and emotionally charged episode teased for next week, Molly confronts Rick in the Davis family living room, the same place where many of their most painful memories are etched in silence and shouting matches. Her voice is shaking, not from fear, but from the weight of disappointment. She tells Rick, flat out, that he cannot dictate who she loves, who she trusts, or how she lives her life. She reminds him that every time he's come back into her life, it's been on his terms, that she's always been the one extending the grace he doesn't deserve. And now, she's done. Molly draws a line in the sand, a set insider says, and Rick doesn't like that one bit. He's always needed control, and when he loses it, he becomes dangerous. Rick, for his part, doesn't take the rejection well. He lashes out, not physically, but emotionally, with biting words that echo through Molly's heart. He accuses her of abandoning her father, of siding with the Corinthos family over her own blood, of being too much like Alexis. And that's the final straw. The fallout from Molly's confrontation with Rick reverberates quickly. TJ, ever the steady presence, urges Molly to consider a restraining order. He's seen firsthand how fast Rick can spiral, and he's not about to let him cause more harm. Christina, too, rushes in, her own wounds from Rick's past bubbling to the surface. Let him try something, Christina reportedly says in a heated exchange. He'll regret it. There's a sense that the Davis sisters are uniting again, stronger than ever. Whatever rivalries and tension they've had, Rick has reminded them of what really matters, having each other's backs. But the drama is far from over. Sources close to the show hint that Rick isn't going to slink away quietly. In fact, he may be planning something far more dangerous. Spoilers suggest that Rick may try to manipulate legal proceedings involving Sunny, possibly leaking sensitive information to paint the Corinthos Empire in a damning light, and dragging Molly's name into the scandal. One theory circulating is that Rick may forge evidence to implicate TJ in something criminal, trying to fracture Molly's world from the inside. After all, if he can't control her, maybe he can destroy everything she cares about. It's twisted, it's cruel, but it's classic Rick. And if that's his game, he may have underestimated just how resilient Molly has become. Meanwhile, Alexis is poised to step back into the fray. Though she's been keeping her distance lately, spoilers tease that Rick's meddling will push her into action. This isn't just about old lovers or legal feuds anymore, it's about her daughter. Expect a fiery scene between Rick and Alexis where the gloves come off. She'll accuse him of using fatherhood as a weapon, of invading their daughter's hard-earned peace. And Rick? He'll play victim until the very last second.